Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, afternoon, evening, as your time zone may be. It is my distinct pleasure to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to this enlightening program on the life and poetry of iconic poet and writer Oscar Wilde. Today at PLG 213, celebrating the legend, we gather not only to celebrate the literary genius of one of the history's most revered figures, but also to delve deeper into the complexities of his life and profound impact his work continue to have on literature and culture. Oscar Wilde, a man of wit, wisdom, and unparalleled creativity, captivated the world with his sharp intellect and remarkable ability to blend satire with sincerity. His words have resonated through the ages, transcending time and touching the heart and mind of countless individuals around the globe. Throughout our time together, we will explore the multifaceted layers of Oscar Wilde's life journey, from his early years to his rise as a literary luminary and the challenges he faced along the way. We will also immerse ourselves in the timeless beauty of his poetry, where every line is imbued with profound insights into the human condition, love, society, and the pursuit of truth. As we embark on this literary odyssey, let us open our hearts and minds to the richness of Wilde's legacy. May this CTL program serve as a beacon of inspiration, encouraging us to embrace the power of words and boundless potential of human spirit. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each of you. May our time together this evening at the Celebrating the Legend program be filled with enlightenment, discovery, and renewed appreciation for the brilliance of Oscar Wilde. As we embark on this journey through the captivating world of Oscar Wilde's life and poetry, it is my privilege to introduce our esteemed anchor for today's seminar. With a profound understanding of literature and a passion for sharing knowledge, this young girl, Likhita, embodies the essence of Wilde's enduring legacy. Likhita brings to a stage today I'm sure she will bring to the stage today not only expertise, but also a deep appreciation for the nonsense of Wilde's work, making the perfect guide for our exploration journey today. Her dedication to the art of anchoring, which we have witnessed in previous programs, and I still remember how she portrayed Shakespeare, and her ability to engage audience through her innovative style of anchoring promises to enrich our experience and illuminate the brilliance of Oscar Wilde's contribution to the literary landscape, I am very sure. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Likhita through e-applause, whose insights and eloquence will undoubtedly enrich your knowledge and understanding of Oscar Wilde. Thank you very much. Over to you, Likhita. Please come and take the stage.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank
one,
you so
Nikita.
much.
You're going to
Thank you.
smash it. You're going to smash it. You're great.
Thank you so much. Means a lot. I love the energy. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I'm Likhita, and I see there are a lot of new people here. To introduce myself, I'm Likhita, an English major student in Hyderabad, and I've been a part of PLG for quite a while now, and it's been an incredible journey. Looking forward to hearing all of you today. And thank you so much, sir, for introducing me to Phil, sir. Thank you for the opportunity today. And welcome, welcome, dear friends, to a night of whispers, wonder, and wit. And as we gather in this virtual salon, the ghosts of Oscar Wilde's muses whisper secrets in our ears, beckoning us to enter a realm of beauty and intrigue. I want all of y'all to imagine scrolling through the winding streets of maybe Victorian London, the gas lamps flickering like fireflies as you make your way to a mysterious townhouse. Imagine the doors are creaking open and revealing a room ablaze with creativity.
Beautiful, Likhita.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There's bohemian converge. There's artwork, paintings, books, and everything Oscar Wilde. And today, I got some really fun trivia about Oscar Wilde. Some of them can sound academic, but trust the process, please. We can get fun, sure. And it seems like all of you have some really interesting poems as well. I've seen the list. So let's raise our virtual glasses in a toast to the master of wit and wisdom as we get on this journey through his poetry. May the words of Oscar Wilde transport us to a world of wonder, and may our spirits be stirred by the beauty and brilliance of his art. Welcome, everybody. And today, our first poet, Master Shravan, please be ready. And I begin. Did y'all know that Oscar Wilde was a devoted fan of the theater? Y'all must have read that he wrote 9 plays, including The Importance of Being Earnest, which is still widely performed today. And he was also known to attend theater performances incognito. You know, he would wear a disguise to avoid drawing attention to himself, which is really fun for some reason. And his ideas on art, beauty, and personal freedom contributed to the modernist values emerging in the European continent at his time, you know. And he helped align the British culture with the modernist values. And please welcome Master Shravan Vijay. He will recite Oscar Wilde's La Mer, if I pronounced it right.
Hello, everybody. Good evening to all of you. Good evening, Mr. Tufal and Miss Simi. My name is Shravan Vijay, and today I'll be reciting the poem La Mer by Oscar Wilde. So, without further ado, a white mist drifts across the shrouds. A wild moon in this wintry sky gleams like an angry lion's eye out of a mare of tawny clouds. The muffled steersman at the wheel is but a shadow in the gloom, and in the throbbing engine room leap the long rods of polished steel. The shattered storm has left its trace upon this huge and heaving dome, for the thin threads of yellow foam float on the waves like raveled lace. Thank you, everybody.
Very
Wonderful.
well recited, Sharon. Shavin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shrevin.
Thank
You
you,
know what's
Nikita.
interesting? You know what's interesting? Um, Oscar Wilde was a talented cook, apparently. He even wrote his own cookbook. I can't really pronounce this word, de profundis, which included recipes for dishes like Wilde's wonderful whipped wonders and Oscar's omelette extravaganza. He would even say things like, a man who can dominate a London dinner table can dominate the world. And one more, after a good dinner, one can forgive anybody, even his own relatives. That is
True.
amusing for real.
It is true.
Please welcome Miss
Oh,
Adya
I didn't know
if
that.
she's absolutely. Please welcome Miss Adya if she's here with us.
Good evening, everybody. I am Adya Sinha, and I am going to perform the poem with the copy of my poem. I can write no silly prose as a prelude to my lay. From a poet to a poem, I would dare to say. For if this fallen petals, one of you seem fair, love will weft it till it settles on your hair. And when wind and winter harden all the loveless land, it will whisper of the garden. You will understand. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice, Adya.
Thank you.
There's another thing that I find really interesting is that Oscar really loved animals. He was a lover of animals. If I read that right, he had a pet parrot named Jimmy. And every time Oscar wanted to write something, this parrot would perch on his shoulder. And technically, the parrot is also part of his work now. He also had a fondness for cats and dogs, and somewhere he's written, "I can resist everything except temptation and dogs." And we can even see it in one of his work, I think The Nightingale and the Rose. This is a fairy tale written by Oscar Wilde about a bird who has an unshakable belief in love. And it has remained to be a symbol of love and sacrifice in the story. Our next participant is Miss Suhana, and she will be reciting Oscar Wilde's My Voice.
Thank you, Likita ma'am. A very good evening, one and all. Present here, this is Suhana Samir, presenting to you this poem, My Voice, by Oscar Wilde. Today is my first presentation on the stage of PLG. I would like to thank Global President Mr. Tufail and
Most
Operations in
welcome.
Charge, Sanmi ma'am. All other office bearers and all those who are sharing the stage with me for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, everyone. So here is my poem. Within the restless, hurried modern world, we took our hearts full pleasure. You and I, and now the white sails of our ship, are furled and span the lading of our argosy. Wherefore, my cheeks before their time are veiled. For every weeping is my gladness fled. Sorrow hath paled my lips vermilion, and ruin draws the curtains of my bed. But all this crowded life has been to thee no more than lyre or lute or the subtle spell of vials or the music of the sea. that sleeps a mimic echo in the shell. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Very nice, Suhana. Very nice. Well done.
Thank you,
Really
sir.
well done. Really well done. Our next poet, I hope Zain is with us.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, did you all know that? I mean, it's obvious that Oscar was a master of language and wordplay, but he was also a passionate advocate for social justice. I think this is where it gets academic, but there is a poem that is titled "The Ballad of Reading Gaol." It's a powerful critique of the prison system of his time, and when you consider the socio-economic conditions, it is very graphic in the poem. So please welcome Zain, and he will be reciting Oscar Wilde's In the Forest.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hello, everyone. Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zain Kazi, studying in Witty International School, Mumbai. And I am representing my country, great country, Bharat. Today, I would like to recite a beautiful poem written by great poet Oscar Wilde. Sadly, he only got to live for 46 years. He did so much with his life. Hence, his poems are still here. And they are like little pieces of him that we can keep forever. Even though I am 9 years old, I know that he was really great poet who wrote amazing poems that made people feel all kinds of feelings. Let me present his beautiful poem In the Forest. Out of the midwoods twilight, into the meadows dawn, an ivory-limbed and brown-eyed flashes my fawn. He skips through the copses singing, and his shadow dances along, and I know not which I should follow, shadow or song. O hunter, snare me his shadow. O nightingale, catch me his strain. Else moonstruck with music and madness, I track him in vain. Thank you.
Yeah. क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Very nice.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Did a great job.
Oh,
Very well done.
Thank you.
A lot of us talk about Oscar Wilde's wit and humor, but he was very underrated as a father. I mean, he was very devoted. There are a few letters. I don't know if you all have ever come across his letters to his son. I think his name was Cyril. They were a testament to his love and devotion. I think he was imprisoned. Oscar Wilde was imprisoned, and he was exiled, and he was separated from his children. And after that, he wasn't allowed to see them again, which is really sad. And you can see it reflecting in his letters as well. So our next poet, reciter, Shivanshu, will recite Freedom. And Freedom is actually one of my most favorite poems by Oscar Wilde. Just please pour life into it, Shivanshu. The stage is yours.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, the poem you have said that I'm going to recite is freedom. So, freedom from fear is the freedom I claim for you, my motherland. Freedom from the burden of ages, bending your head, breaking your back, blinding your eyes to the beckoning call of the future. Freedom from the shackles of slumber wherewith you fasten yourself in night stillness. Mistrusting the star that speaks of truth's adventurous path, freedom from anarchy of destiny, whole sails are weakly yielded to blind, uncertain winds, and the helm to the hand over rigid and cold as death. Freedom from insult of dwelling in a purpose world where movements are started through brainless wires, repeated through mindless habits, where figures wait with patience and obedience for the master of show to be stride into a mimicry of life.
Wow.
Thank you.
Very nice, Shivanshu.
Thank you.
You did a wonderful job, Shivanshu. Thank you so much. I remember reading it as a first year student, my course, and got a lot of memories. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Oscar Wilde fills his work with wordplay and observations. But did you all know that he was a journalist? I don't know. He wrote for several publications, including the Pall Mall Gazette, and he was interviewed by American journalists quite often. And it was a new experience for him because it wasn't that common in Europe at that time. And he was also surprised by how American journalists, they didn't hesitate to ask him very personal questions. They would just bombard him with, very invasive questions, and that just surprised him. And that is one thing that probably drew interest. Please welcome Shreya Shivkumar from Oman, and let's see what she has for us.
Hello, hi Likita ma'am, and hi Simi ma'am and Tufal sir. Today I'm going to be reading the story of Roses of Rue. Could we
Welcome,
dig up?
Shreya.
Hello. Could we dig up this long buried treasure? Were it worth the pleasure? We never could learn love's song. We are parted too long. Could the passionate past that is fleet call back its dead? Could we live it all over again? Were it worth the pain? I remember we used to meet by an ived seat, and you warbled each pretty word with the air of a bird, and your voice had a quiver in it just like a linnet, and shook as the blackbird's throat with its last big note. And your eyes, they were green and grey like an April day, but lit into an atmosphere when I stooped and kissed. And your mouth, it would never smile for a long, long while. Then it rippled all over with laughter 5 minutes after. You were always afraid of a shower, just like a flower. I remember you started and ran when the rain began. I remember I could never catch you, for no one could match you. You had wonderful luminous feet, little wings to your feet. I remember your hair. Did I tie it? For it ran riot. Like a tangled sunbeam of gold, these things are old. Thank you.
Very well.
Very nice, very nice, Shreya.
Very well read. Fantastic.
Some of his works, they just send you into a little bubble and you do not want to step out of it. They're beautiful. Every word that he picks, every sentence, every line. It's beautiful, beautiful. The next thing isn't really documented. It's not documented properly anywhere. And I'm not sure how I got lucky in catching this tiny bit. But did you know that Oscar Wilde was a talented translator? He translated several works from French and Greek into English. I mean, at this point, it's given that he was multilingual, but I never caught hold of the books he translated, though. Although it's very amusing that he tried to get into this field as well. Please welcome Master Shivesh. Is he with us?
We can't see his picture.
All right.
Whom you are calling? Sorry.
Shivesh.
I doubt.
All right. We'll maybe move on to the next person. This trivia took me by surprise, actually. I shouldn't really lie. I tried to look up a lot of things about it, but they were vague again, so I might have to look up a little bit more. But here's this thing that we have a lot of information about Oscar Wilde stepping into quite a lot of hobbies and activities, but did you know that he was also a talented lecturer? He traveled extensively throughout the United States and England, and he tried to share his thoughts on art and literature through lectures and maybe speeches. Now, please welcome Miss Sia. I hope she's with us. Is Sia with us?
Yes.
All right. Please
Hello.
go ahead. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Sia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Relax, relax. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Relax. Stop. And then carry on when you're ready. Okay? Relax.
Her mic is off. Not so.
Yet each man kills the thing he loves. By each let this be hard. Some do it with a bitter look, some with a flitter word. The coward does it with a kiss, the brave man with a sword.
Hi, beta. Is it over? Carry
Yes,
on. Okay,
Right.
say thank you.
Well done, Sia.
thank you.
The tiny dots
Well done.
reading
Very well done.
Oscar.
Well done. One day you'll do. You
Well done,
will be able to do
beta.
it confidently. You're wonderful.
Come on.
You did very good, Sia. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And before we move any further, can we please take a moment to implore you, Anupam Pathak sir? I'd like to please ask you to present the magazine on this joyous occasion and share in the revelry of the written word. Maybe let's uncover the secrets and delights that lie within the pages of the PLG magazine.
Thank you, Likhita. I think you can hear me now.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
I am in a bit trance because I am seeing confluence of two PLG objective here. One is little kids joining literature, and I can see the elder ones waiting patiently to join. And very beautifully you are enmeshing every poet very admirably. It's just like a story, not a poem. Poem and story, story and poem. So, but still, I have been given this particular. I've been given this to present the. So I go one step backwards. Last week, can you see the magazine on the screen now?
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
very much. It's
Hello?
beautiful.
Okay. So last week we celebrated a word, rasta, path, or path in English. And you can see on the screen a very beautiful picture painted by our poet and painter Zoeb Dalalji. And he has got
Thank you.
his and he's on the screen, and I congratulate you. It's a very, very far-reaching painting. So
Beautiful.
Thank you.
that's why I say that it is a report, because you too have reported a particular path which is not a road, but a stoppage for every poet to ruminate upon the word road or rasta. Your views are enmeshed, and they are included in this particular magazine for everybody to understand why and you have painted this picture. Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a
Thank
beautiful
you. Thank you, sir.
picture.
Definitely,
And
it's a beautiful pen.
as we go further, we can see the people behind today's conference, and week by week what we would do. These are the people who are responsible for making it happen week by week. And we are marching ahead with this on our own road. And this is the media report written by the media department, and very well and very deeply edited by our dear Kapil Batra sir. And it chronicles whatever poems and whatever was written, whatever poets thought about the word rasta or the path. Beyond this, you can every poem has been documented in this particular this magazine for everybody to see, and everybody to just go back and listen it in once again on the YouTube. Every poem has been included. And beyond that, these are the people who are responsible for making this e-magazine happen. And this is what our Zoeb Dalal has to say about the picture you had just seen. The road is not common cement concrete road which gives a sense of modern technology, but a handmade cobbled road passing through a countryside, mountainous and green meadows. This gives a sense of romance and adventure, just the setting for a poet. Poetess is to sit on the wooden fence and think about the lines of the poetry on road. Road is only symbolic; it can mean a journey in life. He has, you can say, summarized whatever people wanted to say, and she is the person, the GVP of the group, Anupam Ramesh Kingar, who converted the program into poetry itself by saying shares of famous people on this and collecting it for this particular magazine. And these are the two who are you can say bedrock of this PLG, and continuously week and week they enthuse us to produce our best. And you can see on the next page we have all the programs of the year, so that all the listeners and all the viewers can be ready in advance and what to expect the next week. And this is the opening screen of and a reminder what you will see on this particular whenever you go to Zoom to see the YouTube to see this. So this is a particular e-magazine which will be available on Facebook for everybody to enjoy. And I request our president to just release this particular magazine and so that it is made public. Over to you, sir.
I dedicate this magazine to all the poetry lovers. And I must thank Anupam Pathak ji for bringing such a beautiful magazine. I must admit here that, Anupam ji has added a new dimension to the magazine. His presentation is very innovative and it adds beauty and charm to the music, to the magazine. Thank you very much, Anupam ji, for your creativity and for spending so much of time and effort for the magazine.
Thank you, sir. I enjoy every bit of it while creating it. Thank you.
That is very evident from the way you work.
Thank you, sir. Over to you. I want to go back to my trance, and over to you, Likhita, to take us to the remaining part of the journey.
Thank you,
And
sir.
that also very beautifully.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Every single time I see PLG magazines, I remember that PLG is the closest thing to being at home, actually. It's just wonderful. And also, I feel like it gives me one more reason to know as to why PLG is worth its weight in gold. It's second to none, really. Beautiful. And all the poets, their works are beautiful, and I think it's worth the experience. Maybe staying with PLG is one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I'm a very proud daughter of PLG. Thank you so much, Simi auntie and Tafel sir. And maybe we should move ahead with this journey.
Yes, please. We are all enjoying, the way you are presenting and the journey you are taking us on.
And we are all proud of the product of PLG, which has bloomed so beautifully.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir. It's all thanks to Tafel sir and Simi auntie, honestly.
Well, it's your talent.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm trying my best to not make this academic, but we all know that Oscar Wilde's plays are widely studied today. But did you know that his first collection of poetry, Ravenna, which I will be reciting today, was published in 1879 and was a testament to his early talent. This poem, it describes a city in a very beautiful way, and just reading such work would make you want to visit the city, and you wouldn't even want to go there anymore. You see the city in his work, and it's that beautiful. Our next participant is Aradhya from UAE, and she will be presenting Elas. I don't know if I got this right. Elas, actually. And since she will be reciting Elas, maybe I should give a little trivia about Elas. It's a French term, it literally translates to alas, which represents grief or sorrow. Aradhya, you may take the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I am Aradhya Srivastava, and today I'm going to recite Hellas by Oscar Wilde. Hellas represents a passionate artistic soul who connects with the music of the lute and rejects all wisdom. To drift with every passion till my soul is a stringed lute on which all winds can play. Is it for this that I have given away mine ancient wisdom and austere control? Methinks my life is a twice written scroll, scrolled over on some boyish holiday, with idle songs for pipe and virelet, which do but mar the secret of the whole. Surely there was a time I might have trod the sunlit heights, and from life's dissonance struck one clear chord to reach the ears of God. Is that time dead? Lo, with a little rod I did but touch the honey of romance, and must I lose the soul's inheritance? Thank you so much.
Very nice, Aradhya.
Very nice.
You did wonderful, Aradhya.
Thank you so much.
Great job. There is definitely a lot to say about Oscar when it comes to his language, or we've seen quite a lot through his poems recited today. But you know that he was an editor as well. He edited several publications there was this magazine that came out during his time, Women's World magazine, if I got it right. And during his tenure, Wilde aimed to transform the magazine into a platform for women's voices and opinions on various subjects. He assembled a diverse group of contributors, including maybe prominent social activists, literary figures, and society women around his area. So he did quite a lot of work in this field. Please welcome Narendra Chawla ji, who will recite. Please welcome Narendra Chawla ji.
Thank you very much. Am I audible, dear?
Yes, sir, you are.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I thank PLG, and more of that, I thank Likhita. She herself looks just like a child, and she started with the children section. I'm very happy because me and the children are alive, I think.
That's good. That's good.
Good, good.
बुढ़ापे में
Chawla sir
बचपन और
itself a teacher.
बचपन
Nice.
बुढ़ापे में ही याद आता है.
She has called the
I'm very
youngest of the lot.
I'm very happy that in America I am reciting the poem of American renowned poet Oscar Wilde. I have gone through so many poems and creations of Oscar Wilde, and it was very difficult to choose any one out of those, because every poem which I read
Is a marvel.
was based on the philosophy of life, about which I am also suffering, and I am also doing every day and reciting in Hindi, Punjabi, English, philosophy of life. So I have selected dear Tufail ji and Simmi ji. Dear Tufail ji, perhaps can I say belated happy birthday?
Oh, thank you, sir.
किसका बर्थडे था?
Tufail.
That was but last month.
Last month.
Yes.
Achha.
I'm also your brother. Mine was also last month, 28th.
Okay, great.
Thank you. So I have selected one poem, Under the Umbrella. And this is Under the Umbrella is totally based on the philosophy of life. The train is moving so fast, I don't even know where it's going. A tunnel is up on the left. I guess everybody is guessing. They are growing so old. They are growing so old, growing old. In your house, on your hills, with pills. What a fine things he has described here. In your house, on your hills, with pills. कि बुढ़ापे में हम दवाइयों के ऊपर बेस हो जाते हैं. In your house, on your hills, with pills, you are growing so old, you can't even feel this. In your house, alone with the phone, you are growing so old, you can't even hear this. It's 10 a.m. in the dinner. Actually, we are perplexed in this age, whether it is morning time or dinner time. So he says, it's 10 a.m. in the dinner. A man is waiting in front of me, living by dreams through his planner. One day, none of it will mean a thing. Oh, he will see. He is growing so old, growing so old, growing so old. Oh, we try and remember. We try and remember the hazy days mixing up with medications. What a fine word. Hazy days ko yaad. He's remembering the hazy days in the old age when he's involved with the medications. Oh, we try and remember hazy days mixing up with medications. Take it down till you find your way. Oh, try and remember the hazy days. Hiding under umbrella. Hiding from the rainfall. Hiding from it all. Nothing ever enough. Oh, we try and remember the hazy days. Nothing ever enough. Oh, we try the remember hazy days, mixing up medications. Take it till you find your way. Oh, we try and remember the hazy days, dizzy to the grave, to the grave. No, 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 no. Oh, oh. In the end, he again remembers and thanks God that we are near grave. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Very nice, Nayan bhai.
explained.
I love how you pour your soul into the poems. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope Shrivani is with us. All right. Did you know that Oscar Wilde was a talented critic? He wrote several essays on art and literature, including The Soul of Man Under Socialism, the one that he wrote. And he was a prominent figure in the aesthetic movement, advocating for art for art's sake. And he believed that art should be appreciated for its beauty and not for any moral or social message. He even stood against, the commodification of art, which again goes back into cultural studies. And now, Shrivani, please take over.
Thank you. I want to thank Nikita for the introduction, and you're doing a great job with the answer.
Is it just me or you're not quite audible?
Am I audible?
Yes, much better.
Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to thank you for the introduction, and you're doing a great job with the anchoring so far.
Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
And thank you to the fair uncle, Simmi auntie, and the whole team for providing me with this opportunity. So
Most welcome, Shrivani.
thank you. My poem of choice today is Lotus Leaves, wherein Oscar Wilde, he takes us through a life's journey using the lotus leaf as a metaphor. Each stanza represents a distinct stage of life. The poem begins with the lotus leaf emerging from the water, which symbolizes birth or the start of life's journey. And then in the second stanza, the leaf encounters rough water, which symbolizes challenges and obstacles. In the third stanza, we notice that despite the turmoil, the lotus leaf, it remains unbroken, which is a sign of resilience. Fourth stanza, the leaf's ability to bend and to sway with the wind, it demonstrates adaptability. Finally, in the last stanza, the lotus leaf reaches a stage of tranquility, which represents the culmination of life's journey, where one finds harmony and fulfillment among the uncertainties of life. So here's the poem. There is no peace beneath the moon. Ah, in those meadows is there peace, where, girdled with a silver fleece, as a bright shepherd strays the moon. Queen of the gardens of the sky, where stars like lily, white and fair, shine through the mists of frosty air. Oh, tarry, for the dawn is nigh. Oh, tarry, for the envious day stretches long hands to catch thy feet. Alas,
but thou art overfleet. Alas, I know thou wilt not stay. Eastward, the dawn has broken red, the circling mists and shadows flee. Aurora rises from the sea, and leaves the crocus flowered bed. Eastward, the silver arrows fall, splintering the veil of the holy night, and a long wave of yellow light breaks silently on tower and hall, and speeding wide across the world wakes into flight some fluttering bird, and all the chestnut tops are stirred, and all the branches streaked with gold. To outer senses there is peace, a dream like peace on either hand, deep silence in the shadowy land, deep silence where shadows cease, save for a cry that echoes shrill from some lone bird disconsolate, a curlew calling to its mate, the answer from the distant hill, and herald of my love to him, who, waiting for the dawn, doth lie. The orbed maiden leaves the sky, and the white firs grow more dim. Up sprang the sun to his race. The breeze blew fair on meadow and lea, but in the west I seemed to see a linnet on the hawthorn spray, sang of the glories of the spring, and made the flowering copses ring with gladness for the newborn day. A lark from out the grass I trod, flew wildly, and was lost to view in the great seamless veil of blue that hangs before the face of God. The willow whispered overhead that death is but a newer life, and that with idle words of strife we bring dishonor on the dead. I took a branch from off the tree, and hawthorn branches drenched with dew. I bound them with a sprig of yew, and made a garland fair to see. I laid the flowers where he lies, warm leaves and flowers on the stones. What joy I had to sit alone, till evening broke on tired eyes, till all the shifting clouds had spun a robe of gold for God to wear, and into seas of purple air sank the bright galley of the sun. Last stanza. Shall I be gladdened for the day, and let my inner heart be stirred by murmuring tree or song of bird, and sorrow at the wild wind's play? Not so. Such idle dreams belong to souls of lesser depth than mine. I feel that I am half divine. I know that I am great and strong. I know that every forest tree by labor rises from the root. I know that none shall gather fruit by sailing on the barren sea. That was the poem, and in the poem, the name lotus leaf holds profound significance. The lotus, which is often revered in Eastern cultures, the lotus symbolizes purity, enlightenment, and also spiritual awakening. Similarly, the lotus leaf itself, it embodies resilience, adaptability, and the beauty of a person's transformation. Together, they serve as reminders of life's cyclical nature and the inherent capacity within each individual to overcome the challenges and find inner peace. Just as the lotus emerges from the muddy waters to bloom, so too can individuals rise above adversity, and we can find beauty and serenity in our journey through life. Thank you.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Well done.
beta,
Well done.
bravo.
Your presentation was absolutely marvelous, Shrivani.
How well
Marvelous.
explained. Very good.
Marvelous.
Thank you.
Indeed. Very good, beta.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Excellent.
Thank you, everyone.
I like how Oscar is not subtle with his visual imagery. It's his nexus of metaphors. They're very loud, and I like that. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for the explanation as well. And another fun little trivia. I call things fun, but I don't know if it's fun at all. He was a talented storyteller. Did you all know that? He wrote quite a lot of children's stories, including The Happy Prince, still widely read today. And in most of his works, there are supernatural elements, with unspeakable sins of French decadent fiction and satirical comedy of manners that contain dark and serious undertones, and fairy tales that discuss romantic allegory. I like how on the topmost layer they're for children, but the moment you read them, they have something really dark and deep within. So you never know what he's planning. So it's one of the best example of never let them know your next move. Typical Gen Z stuff. So I'd like to welcome Batulji. She has a requisite, if I got this right.
Just give me a minute. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You.
Yeah. It is requisite. The term is requisite. It's a Latin term implying may he or she rest in peace. It's a prayer for someone reposing, basically. Very good evening to everyone on PLG, and I'm very happy to be with you once again. To Felji, CBG, Anupamji, thank you very much. Likita, you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Can I start now?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
This poem is an elegy. It is written in 1880s. It was written by Oscar Wilde for his sister, Isola, a while after she died. And this is how it goes. So here, Requisite by Oscar Wilde. Tread lightly, she is near. Under the snow, speak gently, she can hear. The daisies glow. All her bright golden hair, tarnished with rust. She that was young and fair, fallen to dust. Lily-like, white as snow. She hardly knew she was a woman, so sweetly she grew. Coffin board, heavy stone, lie on her breast. I vex my heart alone. She is at rest. Peace, peace, she cannot hear, lyre or sonnet. All my life's buried here. Keep her upon it. This is requisite. It speaks about the dichotomies of life and death, childhood and womanhood, repose and the soul's onward journey after one goes to the grave. And it is a tribute to his younger sister who died at the age of 10. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Nice, very nice. Batulji.
Beautiful.
I don't know why I have really weird trivia of Oscar Wilde lined up, but did you know that he was a talented conversationalist? I don't know if that phrase is still in use anymore. However, his conversations with his friends and acquaintances are still widely quoted today. He was very intelligent, obviously, and he had a deep understanding of various subjects, and it made his conversations meaningful and insightful and engaging. And also, Oscar was an attentive listener. He was a very good listener, and it allowed him to respond with wit, and it became a conversation with true exchange of ideas and not just I don't know. I don't know why it feels like Oscar Wilde was a person who hated small talk and would probably love to talk about things like what comes after death. I'm not sure. Maybe that's a personal question. And I might feel more stupid talking to someone like Oscar Wilde. But please welcome Mahesh sir from the UK.
Hello, Likita, you're doing fantastic. I'm enjoying it. Refreshing.
Thank
Full
you
of
so
life.
much.
तो मैं
Thank you.
मुझे if I was doing research for this Oscar Wilde, I should have first come to listen to you because you would point me in the right direction. That is the level of your passion. It takes time to research on the internet. But if we have someone like you who clearly has done a lot of hard work, is coming across things about Oscar Wilde that you would know in your wildest dreams that you are pointing me in the direction of, which I will take up. And I thank you for that, for sharing your knowledge. This is a perfect thing to do on this platform. To these children, it will give them motivation to look into it. It's doing it for me, and I'm past it. Right? Okay.
Absolutely made my day, sir. Thank you so much.
So the poem I want to do is a very simple poem. And, you know, in Hindi, you could say, आइए बहार को हम बात ले जिंदगी की हर खुशी हम बात ले. So it's kind of like a celebrating spring. You know, our culture is full of spring and celebration. So this is a simple poem. You wonder how Oscar Wilde would do this. You know, this is our territory, our culture, where we have all these celebrations. Well, he covers this so nicely in these 5 stanzas. You know, it's quite a lovely poem to celebrate spring. So here it goes. Magdalene walks. The little white clouds are racing over the sky, and the fields are strewn with the gold of the flower of March. The daffodil breaks underfoot, and the tasseled larch sways and swings as the thrush goes hurrying by. A delicate odor is born on the wings of the morning breeze. The odor of the leaves and of grass and of newly upturned earth. The birds are singing for joy of the spring's glad birth, hopping from branch to branch on the rocking trees. And all the woods are alive with the murmur and sound of spring. And the roadbird breaks into pink on the climbing briar. And the crocus bed is a quivering moon of fire, girdled round with the belt of an amethyst ring. And the plain to the pine trees whispering some tale of love, till it rustles with laughter and tosses its mantle of green. And the gloom of the wych elm's hollow is lit with the Irish sheen of the burnished rainbow throat and the silver breast of a dove. See! The lark start up from his bed in the meadow there, breaking the gossamer threads and the nets of dew, and flashing adown the river a flame of blue. The kingfisher flies like an arrow and wounds the air. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ligita. That's it.
Very nice. Powerful presentation.
Beautiful celebration. It's spring here in the UK, and I couldn't have think of a perfect. The sun was shining, and this poem I came across was a perfect way to share it with you all. And the love that you guys evoke, which I want to return and share with you. And you know, the highest form of prayer is thanking, and I thank you all for making me part of this. And the children that I've witnessed today with so much talent, it gives me great love and pleasure inside my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I don't see why my network seems to be bothering me right now, but please do let me know if you can't hear me or see me. I'll try to switch up my network.
Yeah, your voice is very clear, although face is not that clear, but it's okay. We can recognize you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I have another little trivia, but there isn't a lot of information on the internet that supports the statement. I mean, being an English major sure has its own perks. I get to know a lot of things, which can sound sus, but here it is. Did you know that Oscar Wilde little plants and flowers in his garden, but the majority of them were just orchids, you know, the purple ones. Wait, are they purple? I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But is there a deeper meaning behind these flowers? I'm not sure, but we can feel free to speculate. The last I checked, orchids mean beauty and spiritual perfection. It does fall into line, but I can't say for sure.
Nikita,
Please welcome Kamalika ji. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Likita, the purple sometimes when they say that when our elders used to meditate, the purple color used to come in the head. So I don't know purple's to do with the flower. You talk about the purple. You mentioned purple color, right?
Purple as in like when you close your eyes, you see
Yes.
purple behind your
Yes,
eyelids. Is
that's
that
right. So I'm guessing, I don't know. I put it out to the group that purple is what is referred. The flowers are purple, and maybe in your introduction you said he's semi divine. So purple is one of the signs of that. So in meditation, so that could be.
that is another part of, oh wow, that is wonderful. I'll have to write that down somewhere. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, interesting. Maybe we will get back on this conversation definitely
No, I'm
because
sorry to interrupt. I couldn't help but share that.
I'm very glad you
It's
did.
quite
Thank you so much.
informative, Maheshji. We really love to hear you.
I do apologize.
Thank you so much. Please welcome Kamalika ji. She is our next reciter.
Hello, namaste everyone. I'm Kamlika from Mauritius, and thank you so much for inviting me on this platform. I thank Mr. Tufail, Ms. Simi, Likita. I was just listening to you and I was in awe because I felt, as if you brought the soul of Oscar Wilde to life. You have lived him. I mean, this is how I felt him throughout. I did not know that he had so many aspects. I didn't know that he was a very good cook, a lecturer, a translator, and he loved children. And I was just like closing my eyes and imagining all those things which you took me through. So thank you so much. Thank you. And well, coming back to my poem, I want to share with you a poem called Apologia by Oscar Wilde, which is a part of his collection of poems. This poem explores the different shades and subtleties of human emotions and emphasizes the importance of personal sacrifices in the pursuit of love. So I won't take much of your time and I'll start with my poem. Is it thy will that I should wax and wane, barter my cloth of gold for hodden grey, and at thy pleasure weave that web of pain, whose brightest threads are each a wasted day? Is it thy will, love, that I love so well, that my soul's house should be a tortured spot, wherein like evil paramours must dwell, the quenchless flame, that worm that died not? Nay, if it die, will I shall endure, and sell ambition at the common mart, and let dull failure be my vestiture, and sorrow dig its grave within my heart. Perchance it may be better so. At least I have not made my heart a heart of stone, not starved my boyhood of its goodly feast, nor walked where beauty is a thing unknown. Many a man had done so sought to fence, in straitened bonds, the soul that should be free, trodden the dusty road of common sense, while all the forest sang of liberty, not marking how the spotted hawk in flight passed on white pinion through the lofty air, to where the steep, untrodden mountain height caught the last tresses of the sun god's hair, or how the little flower he tread upon, the daisy, the white feathered shield of gold, followed with wistful eyes the wandering sun, content if once its leaves were aureoled. But surely it is something to have been the best beloved for a little while, to have walked hand in hand with love and seen his purple wings split once across thy smile, his purple wings split once across thy smile. Ay, though the gorge asp of passion feed on my boy's heart, yet have I burst the bars, stood face to face with beauty known indeed, the love which moves the sun and all the stars. Thank you.
Very nice. Well recited.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you. And something that's really interesting is Oscar was a trendsetter in fashion. He was a trendsetter in fashion, and he was an icon actually. Just a moment, let me present a picture I found. It was interesting. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I hope you all can see this.
Yeah.
Yes. So he popularized the concept of aesthetic dress, and it emphasized comfort and beauty over the traditional Victorian attire. He even tried to design his own clothing line, which, included velvet suits and silk stockings. I'm not sure if people bought that a lot because silk and velvet must have been expensive. But he was known for his dandy style, which also emphasized the importance of, men's fashion and style. He believed that men should dress well and take care of their appearance, really. And there he is, an icon. Please welcome Zoeb Ji, and he will be reciting Low Silhouettes. I'm sorry, I barely passed my
Les
French.
silhouettes.
Yes, I barely passed my French classes, so.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a French word, so he writes les silhouette. Thank you to Pelji, Simiji, and all the poets, poetesses, and Likhita. You gave us so much knowledge on Oscar Wilde that I don't need to refer any of the books now.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, he wrote two comedies. Lady Windermere fan and Importance of Being Earnest. These are two comedies he has written. And the reason I chose this poem is it refers to art, more to art, my line. And when he must be writing this poem, he must be sitting by the seaside, because most of this is birds and sea. And Silhouette was a name of a French finance minister, Etienne Silhouette. What he did was he used to draw pictures with only black and the background to be lit up. So if he drew a tree, then you could only see black leaves and sky behind it. So that is why I chose this, because it is my subject, the art which he has described. The poem is this: the sea is flecked with bars of grey. The sea is flecked with bars of grey. The dull dead wind is out of tune. It must be a very calm day. The dull dead wind is out of tune. And like a withered leaf on the moon, and like the withered leaf of the moon is blown across the stormy bay. Etched clear upon the pallid sand, the black boat lies, a sailor boy. Clambers aboard in careless joy, with laughing face and gleaming hand. And over there the curlews cry, sorry. And overhead the curlews cry a bird, where through the dusky upland grass, the young brown-throated reapers pass, again a bird, like silhouette against the sky. There's one more poem I want to read. It is on moon. Les fliet de la lune. To outer senses there is peace. He's sitting in the moonlit sky. To outer senses there is peace. A dreamy peace on either hand. Deep silence in the shadowy land. Deep silence where the shadows cease. Save for a cry that echoes shrill from some lone bird disconsolate, a corn cake calling to its mate, the answer from the misty hill. And suddenly the moon withdraws, and suddenly the moon withdraws, a sickle from gleaming lightning skies, her sickle from the lightning skies, and to her somber cavern flies, wrapped in a veil of yellow gauze. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Very nice. Very
Very
nice.
nice, very nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
That was
Thank you very much.
beautiful.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
And thank you for correcting my pronunciation. I got that right now. Thank you. And I think I should say this again. I don't know why I have weird trivia lined up, but did you know that Oscar Wilde's house was beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, I do not have a picture, but um, he believed that a person's home should be a reflection of their personal style and taste. And like we saw, he was absolutely stunning with his personal style. And he advocated for a simple yet elegant approach to home decor. And, he believed that a person's home should be a work of art. That is poetic, really. And he believed that the average consumer needs to be educated about good taste and design. And he wanted people to learn about art and like art education. And he believed that people should be taught to appreciate good design and beauty in whatever form it is in. So he used to fill his house up with, like beautiful things, and he'd make it really aesthetic. I hope Kavyesh is with us because he will be reciting next.
Yes, hi. Hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you so much and that I'm very grateful to join this session celebrating Oscar Wilde's work. And I'm very grateful to PLG for giving me the opportunity to speak a little bit about Oscar Wilde before reciting the poem that I've chosen for today, which is Queen Henrietta Maria. So personally, I've always had a very deep appreciation for Oscar Wilde. As a young child, I actually acted in my school's production of The Importance of Being Earnest, one of Oscar Wilde's most celebrated plays. And my Halloween costume when I was 16 for school was actually Oscar Wilde. And I wore a paper version of his signature green carnation flower, like he used to wear when he used to go out on the town. And so I've always had a really deep appreciation for him, and I'm very happy about the focal point of this session. So before I recite my poem titled Queen Henrietta Maria, I want to give some context to it and speak a little bit about Oscar Wilde with all of you. So to start doing this, I want to quote one of Wilde's most famous lines from his play A Picture of Dorian Gray, where he says, "Beauty is a form of genius. It is one of the great factors of the world, like sunlight or springtime, or the reflection in the dark waters of that silver shell we call the moon." This quote is a perfect example of Wilde's devotion to the movement of aestheticism in the 19th century literary circles. The aesthetic movement called for art, like Likita said, for just the sake of art, not art as a way to serve any other meaning or any other purpose or to give you any other idea, except for it to just exist as art, and for its intrinsic, beautiful, genuine value as art to inspire you, to evoke emotion and excitement within you. The poem that I will be reciting, Queen Henrietta Maria, is a perfect example of this. Queen Henrietta Maria is a poem about the French woman that married King Charles I of England. She was the Queen of England during the English Civil Wars, and this poem describes her beauty in the face of the chaos of war and the destruction that followed after that. It describes her royal perfection, her strength, and her strong spirit in the face of war. His poem is actually dedicated to Ellen Terry. Ellen Terry is a renowned theater actress in Wilde's time, and Oscar Wilde actually watched her perform as Queen Henrietta Maria in a theater play. When he watched her perform, he was so moved by her performance and her characterization of the Queen that he wrote this poem and dedicated it towards her. Hence, to me, this poem is a perfect example of aestheticism and subsequent celebration of art forms that followed from this literary style. However, also, I'm not sure whether Oscar Wilde intended this or didn't intend this, but his poem also creates compelling political questions for us. Oscar writes about the strength of the Queen during the war and the strength that she showed despite the chaos that surrounded her. Queen Henrietta Maria was actually extremely involved in the Civil War. She sold her own jewelry to raise money for the king's army and actually led the king's army as the head of the army and the commander general. The Civil War to her meant losing her husband and giving birth to her daughter as a single mother. But unfortunately for me, this poem only focuses on the Queen's beauty, not her intellect, not her strength, not her support and loyalty in any other way except her beauty. So, in my opinion, when reading this poem and when reciting it to all of you, I want us to not forget that she pushed boundaries in a time where women were not accepted to be the same as men. In a time where women were not allowed to do the same things that men were allowed to do, she made place for herself to fight for what she believed was right, to stand up for the people she cared about and for the causes that she believed in. Despite the fact that she was a Catholic queen of a Protestant country, she overcame these boundaries. She developed close relations with her husband and became one of his closest advisors, despite the fact that de facto, the king was not allowed to take advice from the queen. So, whether Oscar Wilde intended this or not, when I read this poem, I felt that the beauty he describes of the queen is not just her beautiful hair, her lips, or her face. Her beauty was also in her intellect, her strength, and her ability to push boundaries and stand up for what she believes in with loyalty and resilience. And with that, I'm going to say the poem, Queen Henrietta Maria by Oscar Wilde. In the lone tent waiting for victory, she stands with eyes marred by the mists of pain, like some wan lily overdrenched with rain. The clamorous clang of arms, the ensanguined sky, war's ruin and the wreck of chivalry. To her proud soul no common fear can bring. Bravely she tarrieth for her lord the king. Her soul aflame with passionate ecstasy. O hair of gold, O crimson lips, O face, made for the luring and the love of man. With thee I do forget the toil and stress, the loveless road that knows no resting place. Time's straitened pulse, the soul's dread weariness, my freedom and my life Republican. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this poem. And
Very nice, Kavish, and well explained.
Excellent.
thank you so much. And now I would like to introduce our anchor and invite her to share her poem and her segment on Oscar Wilde. So a quick introduction about her. Likitha, like her name suggests, was cut and dried for her to be in literature's arms. She's been embraced by poetry and books, and she describes them as the only companion she's known. She's an English major student at EFL University Hyderabad, and she has 2 anthologies published. Congratulations. And here's hoping that there's many more to come. Over to you, Likitha.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for introducing me. Thank you. And I think as a part of the other trivia that I've given, I've I think I mentioned Ravenna somewhere, the poem that describes an Italian city. I would like to recite Ravenna. It's a really big poem. So I'll just recite one bit of it. I mean, my favorite part of it. And like I said, it's written on an Italian city named Ravenna. And one among the many reasons why I like this poem is because there are instances in this poem where he says fatherland instead of motherland, like how we usually say. That's really interesting, I think. And the poem goes, how strangely still, no sound of life or joy startles the air. No laughing shepherd boy pipes on his reed, nor ever through the day comes the glad sound of children at their play. Oh, sad and sweet and silent, surely here a man might dwell apart from troublous fear, watching the tide of seasons as they flow, from amorous spring to winter's rain and snow, and have no thought of sorrow. Here, indeed, are Leith's waters and that fatal weed which makes a man forget his fatherland. And isn't the use of fatherland interesting? I often wondered why he would use that instead of motherland. And maybe if we think about it, it could be his influence of, classical past. Like Wilde's poetry often had references from classical mythology and history. And maybe fatherland might have been, a way to evoke a sense of patriarchal authority and tradition. I am not sure. It's just my version of why he did that. Yes, ma'am.
I think Ravenna is where Dante has written his masterpiece. So probably that is where it comes from. Since you speak about classicism.
All right.
Dante Alighieri.
All right. All right. That's beautiful, actually. That's wonderful. And maybe Wilde has a way with his words that's it's beautiful. And maybe that was, I have no words to say. That was my time. Thank you so much. And as we bid farewell to this enchanting evening, maybe we remember that Oscar Wilde's words are like fireflies on a summer night. They sparkle, they glow, and they leave a trail of light in our hearts. May the poetry we've shared tonight be the spark that ignites a fire of creativity, a flame of passion, and a blaze of imagination within each of us. As we go our separate ways, carry the whispers of Wilde's wisdom with you, and maybe let them guide you through the twists and turns of life's journey. And maybe when the winds of doubt and uncertainty blow, recall the master's words. We're all in this gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Tonight, we looked at the stars together. May we continue to gaze upon their... I'm sorry. May we continue to gaze upon their brilliance, and may our own light shine bright in our world. Farewell, dear friends, and may the beauty of poetry forever be our guiding star. May I please hand the stage over to Simi Auntie for the vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Likki.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Namaskar. Adab. PLG 213. Today's program, CTL Oscar Wilde, was very special. We all learned about Oscar Wilde's poetry and things related to his life. His poetry reaches the masses and enriches our knowledge. Literary knowledge is probably very limited nowadays. The PLG program, CTL, is popular because through this program, we get an opportunity to know literary veterans. Many thanks to PLG for this. The name of today's legend was suggested by Anupam Kingarji. Many thanks to her. Today, anchoring by young, talented poetess, Miss Likki was very unique. What to say of her choice of words and command over English? Whenever she recites poetry or conducts, she leaves everyone speechless. Her efforts were really commendable. She told many aspects of life and work of Oscar Wilde very well. The diverse things told by her will definitely add to our knowledge, like theater, cook, animal love, lawyer, father separated of the children, translator conducted from French and Greece, lecturer, poem on city, editor, Women's World magazine, critic, storyteller, conversationalist, fashion designer, home decor. Thank you very much, Likki, and many blessings to you. You just keep moving. Sky is not limit for you. Make everyone at PLG proud of you. Thank you so very much. Each and every one of today's participants lit the stage bright. They portrayed in such a way as if they were reading the works of Oscar Wilde in his own avatar. Participants from 8 countries, UK, India, Oman, UAE, Suriname, Bahrain, Mauritius, and Singapore, participate in the program. Today, many new participants have also joined from Mauritius, Suriname, Oman, and India. Everyone's presentation was fantastic. You all made the stage like a live function of Oscar Wilde. Master Shrevin Vijay Lamer, Miss Adya Sinha with a copy of poem, Master Zain Kazi in the forest, Miss Suhana Kale, my voice, Master Shivansu, Freedom, Miss Shreya, Roses and Rio, Miss Sia, The Ballad of Reading Gold, Miss Shrivani, Lotus Leaf, Miss Aradhya Srivastav, Helas, Naren Chawla ji, Under the Umbrella, Batul Idris Vizag, Request Catet, Mahesh Jina Bhai, Magdalene Vox, Kamalika Mishra ji, Apologia, Zoebji, Les Silhot, Master Kavish, Queen Henrietta Maria, Miss Licky recited Ravenna. This episode is uploaded on YouTube, and I am sure people will watch it as a documentary on YouTube. It will also be helpful to the students and researchers. Thank you very much to all the participants. The presentation that all of you have given today will be a source of information and inspiration of many people. Thank you so very much. I would like to thank those who were watching on YouTube. Your comments always motivate us. Thanks to each and everyone. Rubina ma'am, Vibhaji, Kiranji, Gulnazji, Shekharji, Rajniji, thank you so much for watching. I would like to thank Global President Tufalji. I would like to thank Global Vice President Satishji and Anupamji. I would like to thank Social Media Head Kapil Batraji. For media report, I would like to thank Kapil Batraji, Anupam Pathakji, Anupam Kingarji, Gopal Sinhaji, and Sherebanaji. For PLG magazine, I would like to thank Anupam Pathakji, Vibhaji, Dr. Shalniji, Purnimaji. For certificates, I would like to thank Manowarji. For CTL cover page, I would like to thank Zoebji. I would like to thank all RP regional president. For poster and video, I would like to thank Amir and Arif Tufel. See you next week in PLG 214th program. It's Europe special. I hope it will be as beautiful as Europe. Till then, good night. Shubh Ratri. Sabah khair.